everybody. How are you? It's hot. Jeez, it's not the Oregon coast anymore, is it? It's really hot. It's hot. See? It's hot. It's H-A-W-T. It's hot and horns. Hot and horns. Well, where is it hot and where do devils have horns? In hell. You see, guys, the zodiacs, the modern zodiacs are hiding a secret. One of those secrets is in Southern California. It's in the symbolism. What is that? Hot and horny. Well, it's an H, yeah, but looks a little bit like horns. A griffin. Dragons, a griffin. Have you looked inside this neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen? I'm not saying these people are bad or anything like that. I'm saying that, do you know what's underneath? What's underneath the infrastructure? What's underneath the infrastructure in a lot of neighborhoods in Southern California and Nevada? Well, I've been researching something that's connected to my lineage. I don't know how else to say, you guys. I know all these areas because I've traveled them many, many times in my youth. You know, when I was younger, I lived in Las Vegas and I would come to this region and spend time with my family. And, you know, I didn't know about this area here, but this is situated between Hellman, and Archivaldo. So what I learned, guys, is that there's some pretty nice neighborhoods down here that operate as fronts for trafficking. I'm not saying this is one of them. I'm just saying that you know that they're not always going to do it in neighborhoods that are lower income. A lot of times they're going to have special systems set up, safe houses, areas where you know that you can go in and pass through safely and that the activities will be allowed. Where would they set these places up? Where would the safe houses go that are underground? See, what I've been locating, guys, is a number of neighborhoods, master plan communities that have access to underground silos, bunkers. Some are former military facilities that have been repurposed, and they just create a tunnel system that gets in there. Okay? A person can go inside the neighborhood, go into a tunnel system, and then wind up in there. Are they doing it here? I'm not saying that's happening. I'm just saying. So, if you look into the ciphers, though, relative to this area, there's a whole network of actors that are connected to the Hellman network. Some of my family, I'm not going to say which ones exactly at the moment because that takes too long, but yeah, some of them are connected to the Monty Hellman network. So again, down there is Hellman Avenue. Down there is Archivaldo. You guys may remember that there was a drug kingpin named El Chapo that was caught. You know, he's a big drug cocaine kingpin, guys. No. Down here, guys, is where all these Hollywood families originated that basically pass these things off as stories for you to believe that don't really exist. So the real drug traffickers don't actually get caught. It just keeps going and going and going. The real El Chapo is probably out there somewhere inside some upper middle class or normal existence running the actual cocaine ring from some suburban neighborhood, in the United States. They're very seldom these amazing kingpins like you find in the movies, you guys. It's just not the reality of it. So what I intend to do down here is I'm going to show you through a series of articles the ecosystem of how they've done this, guys. How they use crisis actors. How they basically use crisis actors that actually have businesses registered just up the road here on Vineyard. How do I know? Well, guys, when I was doing research on this exact topic, I found that those crisis actors that are registered up on Vineyard, not too far away from Hellman up here, I just passed by the road, there's a P.O. box where their mail all goes to, and that's for a company called ProAct Crisis Assault Actor Training. So you have ProAct Crisis Assault Actor Training up there on Vineyard. That's basically a company that I found connected through my Department of Justice, former, I should say, retired now, Department of Justice aunt, Catherine Warma. Her sister has one of these companies registered to her just up there under another person's name also that I'm not... So I started realizing that not only did my dad's family have enormous roots here, my grandmother's family was just a few miles down the road, guys, and I'll be showing you that soon. A lot of you know that I talk a lot about the Zodiac Killer. It's because this whole network that's doing this, guys, it has these neighborhoods set up for whatever it is, drug trafficking, human trafficking. They basically have managed our perception of how these things are run through films, through falsifying news. And the real places where it happens are never really revealed. They want you to believe they ran some sting operation or it was some big bust on El Chapo. Guys, El Chapo, no. Joaquin Archivaldo El Chapo Guzman is a character. Why? Because this is a major hub for the ring. Hellman is one side, Archibald is the other. I won't say why it's Joaquin and El Chapo, except chop up lines of cocaine. He was a cocaine dealer, hence Chapo. Chop, okay? Chop up lines. A boss that El Chapo does not exist, and that what it actually is crisis actors. It's just an elaborate ruse to get you to look the other way when everything just keeps going like it did before, in the same places like it did before. So as you can see, guys, it's a security access gate, so I can't go in this place and actually show you, but sometime I'll show you on a map exactly like all the layouts of the streets and everything. And here there's like an armchair shaped one. That's for one of the mafia members. He's always in an armchair. There's a gun shaped landmark in here. There's a semen-shaped landmark in here for fertility. There's all kinds of different landmarks in here that are obvious, guys. They weren't put here by mistake. These people that are connected to these mafias, like my grandfather's who was down in Bothell, they placed those symbols with intention. From 228th in Bothell, Washington, near this Army facility that's also connected to a FEMA camp that's back there. And then that's the fire department area. My research is correct. Everything that goes down here is exactly like it goes down in Bothell, Washington, where I did that other report by the missile silo. All of it's done by hiding it within the Hollywood ecosystem of blaming somebody else, getting you to look the other way like, oh, officer, it's them, when it's really the people right in front of you. So I'm not saying anybody's doing this, guys. I'm just telling you that the real criminals, they're just hiding in nice middle-class existences, getting you to believe a lot of actors in crisis acting. You don't have to believe it, and I would encourage you not to, okay?
Interesting trip here. Sean Penn wanted to clarify his involvement in El Chapo's recapture. Mexican authorities have said knowledge of his trip helped them move in on the drug lord. Penn believes those claims of his contribution are incorrect and could put him in danger.
There is this myth about the visit that we made, my colleagues and I, with El Chapo, that it was, as the Attorney General in Mexico is quoted, essential to his capture. We had met with him many weeks earlier.
On October 2nd.
On October 2nd. In a place nowhere near where he was captured.
So as far as you know, you had nothing to do, and your visit had nothing to do with his recapture?
Here's the things that we know. We know that the Mexican government, they were clearly very humiliated by the notion that someone found him before they did. Well, nobody found him before they did. We're not smarter than the DEA or the Mexican intelligence. We had a contact upon which we were able to facilitate an invitation.
Do you believe that the Mexican government released this in part because they wanted to see you blamed and to put you at risk?
Yes.